And in our last video, we are going to be changing gears a little bit. We're going to talk a little bit about logic and some terminology. So, if a statement, if then, is in the form if then the converse of that statement is changing the clause, the statements. So for instance, let's take a look at my first one. If my original statement is, if I am attending a high school football game, then it must be fall. So my converse of that would be, if it must be fall, then I am attending a high school football game. Alright, so all we do is take this, and that becomes the second, that becomes the first. Alright, so let's take a look at this one. I'm going to be a little bit more articulate on this one. So I'm going to take if, and in this case, I don't want the pronoun it there because it's weird in grammar to have the pronoun before the noun. So I'm going to say if an animal, because that's what the it is referring to, has 4 legs, comma, then, now instead of saying an animal again, I'm going to now use the pronoun second, it is a dog. A little bit more articulate and better formed sentences than the first one because I moved that around, the pronoun around. Number 3, if I play professional baseball in Minnesota, then I play for the Minnesota Twins. Well, we wrote the sentences, but we never looked at the truth or false of the statements. And clearly, not all the converses are true. When you're proving something as a converse and as an original statement, they're two different proofs. Oftentimes you're going to use similar parts, but you have to prove the original statement and the converse separately when you're proving stuff. Yeah, the one that sticks out, the first two stick out the most. Right now, there isn't a whole lot of professional baseball in Minnesota other than the Twins, but we know that there are a lot of other animals that have 4 legs than the dog. So, and there's, funny, football in the fall. Wouldn't that be a cool thing too, huh? All right. So do you think that the converse of the corresponding angles postulate is true? Converse of a postulate. Let's try to do a little bit of a proof by contradiction. So if we look at this, and I do the assuming, so I'm going to assume that if they're not parallel, that this line and that line at some point are going to meet, right? We're going to assume that line K and M meet. And if they meet, we get a triangle we'll call that triangle PQ. And just for the fun of it, let's throw an R out there. And R is the point at which they meet. And let's do a little bit of math here. We know that if this is a 50-degree angle, that this in here by vertical angles is a 50-degree angle. So we're going to say angle QPR equals 50 degrees. We also know that this angle here, we'll call it PQR equals 130 degrees because that's a linear pair. And so we're going to say angles 50 plus 130 plus angle R equals 180. And we know that angle R then has to equal 0. Well, if we have an angle that's equal to 0, it's not really a triangle. So you can't have an angle that is 0. So therefore, we have a contradiction to our original statement that K and M meet each other. So we have to say that K and M's, those lines, don't meet, which would mean that they are parallel. So we try, that is a proof by contradiction, just in case you were wondering what that was. And so we just proved by contradiction, we assume one thing, we work until we contradict the thing that we said, and so then it has to be the opposite. If they don't meet, the opposite of that is that they do meet, and we prove that they do meet is wrong, so that now we know that they don't meet. All right, the last thing that we're going to look at here is we're going to see if we can prove that these two are parallel and that these are not parallel. One of the ways that I want to do this is I want to extend these until they meet. And we also know that if this is 110 and this is 30, then that's 140. That this would have to be a 40-degree angle. This down here would have to be a 40-degree angle. And this angle up here, let's see if we can find that. So that's 70, that's 40, that adds up to 110. So that has to be a 70-degree angle. If these two added up makes 70, and that's 70, we get that this and this, I don't know if you can see that, but let's grab a different color. That and that are the same. So this angle and this angle are the same angle, and if they are the same angle, then they are corresponding angles, and if their corresponding angles are congruent, then these two are parallel. So AD is parallel to CD by corresponding angles. Now, if I want to try to do the same thing going the other direction, if I try to extend this out and say that, oh, this will be the same as that, we get 40, 70 is 110, that makes that 70. So is that and that the same? No. If they were parallel, then they would have to be the same because they're corresponding angles. So in that, we're saying that BC is not parallel to AD by corresponding angles. All right. Well, I'll let you look at those for a little while. You can play with those when you have time. We may bring them up during the hour that we meet, if we have time. hopefully you'll be prepared for that. This is my last video for this week. Hopefully we get together and discuss all of this. Please come with some questions so I can answer some questions, and hopefully this turns out to work well, this distance learning. Good luck to you. See you on Thursday.